3.7 million years ago, the Great Drought forced our ancestors to make the ultimate survival choice. Ancient migrants faced deadly challenges where one wrong step meant losing everything they fought to save. Ancient survival depended on unity. Every primitive community member became essential for migration success. Against death itself, primitive courage and desperate unity became their only hope for survival. Ancient dawn revealed the harsh truth. Their environment was dying, and survival hung in balance. Ancient water sources were failing. The foundation of their survival was disappearing before their eyes. Ancient hunters returned empty-handed as drought drove away the animals they desperately needed. Ancient community gathered in crisis, primitive minds working together to solve their survival challenge. Ancient elders shared precious memories of distant green lands where water flowed and life thrived. Ancient community faced the hardest primitive choice: risk death by staying or face unknown dangers ahead. Ancient leader chose survival over safety. The Great Migration would begin despite all unknown dangers. Ancient families began the hardest task: preparing for a journey into completely unknown territory. Ancient hearts felt primitive sadness leaving their ancestral home, but survival demanded the ultimate sacrifice. Ancient survival instincts organized the migration, protecting the vulnerable while moving toward uncertain hope. 3.7 million years ago, the Great Migration began. Primitive courage facing the vast unknown, ancient migration immediately faced harsh realities. Every step forward demanded primitive strength and determination. Ancient survival demanded careful rationing. Every drop of water and morsel of food became precious. Ancient navigation relied on fading memories and primitive instincts to guide them through unmarked wilderness. Ancient predators stalked the vulnerable migrants. Primitive weapons and group vigilance became essential survival tools. Ancient night brought new fears. Their first camp in unknown territory tested primitive survival skills. Ancient guards maintained primitive watch through dangerous night, protecting sleeping families from unknown threats. Ancient dawn demanded continuation. Tired primitive feet carried them deeper into the vast unknown. Ancient thirst grew desperate as water supplies dwindled and no sources appeared in the barren landscape. Ancient mothers carried exhausted children while fighting their own fatigue. Primitive love overcoming physical limits. Ancient community bonds grew stronger through hardship. Primitive cooperation became essential for survival. Ancient terrain tested primitive strength. Every obstacle demanded teamwork and determination to overcome. Ancient elder recognized distant signs of life. Primitive hope sparked as their destination appeared possible. Ancient river blocked their path. Rushing water became the greatest test of primitive courage and survival. Ancient leaders used primitive planning and basic tools to devise a strategy for the deadly water crossing. Ancient courage faced the rushing water. The first primitive step into deadly current tested their survival resolve. Ancient teamwork conquered the deadly river. Primitive cooperation turning mortal danger into survival triumph. Ancient victory over deadly water, primitive courage and cooperation proved that survival obstacles could be conquered. Ancient survival demanded rest. The dangerous crossing left them exhausted, but stronger as a unified community. Ancient confidence grew from survival success. The dangerous crossing proved primitive courage could overcome any obstacle. Ancient landscape began changing. Primitive eyes detected signs that their desperate journey was leading toward life. Ancient thirst met flowing water. Primitive gratitude erupted as survival necessity was finally satisfied. Ancient foraging knowledge proved essential. Primitive plant recognition provided nutrition for the continuing journey. Ancient strength returned through basic nutrition. Primitive bodies recovered energy for the final migration phase. Ancient elder recognized familiar signs. Primitive navigation was leading them home to their promised survival land. Ancient eyes beheld their salvation. The promised land stretched before them with water, food, and new life. Ancient feet rushed toward salvation. Primitive joy erupted as their new homeland welcomed them to safety. Ancient thirst met endless water. Primitive gratitude overflowed as survival security was finally established. Ancient hunger met abundant food. Primitive satisfaction erupted as their new homeland provided all survival needs. Ancient wisdom chose their settlement site. Primitive planning ensured their new home would provide lasting security. Ancient hands built their new home. Primitive engineering and cooperation created shelter for their survival future. Ancient society organized their new life. Primitive social structure ensured community survival and cooperation success. Ancient warriors secured their borders. Primitive vigilance protected their hard-won homeland from future threats. Ancient innovation preserved abundance. Primitive storage techniques secured food for future survival challenges. Ancient engineering controlled their water supply. Primitive hydraulics ensured permanent access to life's essence. Ancient culture bloomed around their fire. Primitive traditions began creating the social foundation of their new society. Ancient wisdom preserved their journey story. Primitive education ensured survival knowledge would guide future generations. Ancient innovation improved their tools. Primitive engineering advanced their ability to thrive in their new homeland. Ancient scouts mapped their new territory. Primitive exploration ensured complete knowledge of their survival domain. Ancient planning prepared for seasons. Primitive foresight ensured their community would survive all environmental challenges. Ancient children found security in their new home. Primitive hope ensured the next generation would thrive. Ancient community achieved harmony. Primitive cooperation created a thriving society in their promised homeland. Ancient leader felt primitive pride. His courage in leading the Great Migration had saved his entire community. Ancient elders' wisdom proved essential. Primitive knowledge and guidance had led them to survival salvation. Ancient traditions honored their journey. Primitive rituals ensured the Great Migration story would never be forgotten. Ancient prosperity grew from courage. Primitive success proved that unity and determination could overcome any challenge. Ancient legacy lived in every generation. Primitive courage had created a survival story for all future descendants. Ancient wisdom achieved harmony with nature. Primitive sustainability ensured their homeland would support them forever. Ancient knowledge lived on through teaching. Primitive wisdom ensured future generations could repeat their survival success. Ancient celebration honored their achievement. Primitive joy erupted as they recognized their incredible survival triumph. Ancient minds planned ahead. Primitive foresight ensured their success would grow into lasting community prosperity. Ancient memories became sacred stories. Primitive storytelling preserved the Great Migration for all future generations. Ancient unity achieved ultimate triumph. Primitive cooperation proved that together they could overcome any survival challenge. Their primitive courage became eternal legacy. The Great Migration proved that unity, determination, and hope could overcome any challenge life could bring.